Soviet Union's Art and Cinema, Expression and Censorship. Title: Soviet Union's Art and Cinema, Expression and Censorship. Introduction. Artistic expression serves as a powerful medium for social commentary, cultural representation, and historical documentation. In the Soviet Union, from its establishment in 1922 until its collapse in 1991, art and cinema played a critical role in shaping the social and political landscape. However, this era was marked by both artistic expression and severe censorship, leading to a delicate interplay between creativity and state control. Soviet artists were encouraged to use their talents to advance the socialist cause and depict proletarian life. Artists like Kazimir Malevich and Vasily Kandinsky experimented with abstract art. Sergei Eisenstein revolutionized cinema with his techniques of editing and montage. 2. The rise of socialist realism and state control. As the Soviet Union solidified its power, the state sought to control artistic expression more tightly. The doctrine of socialist realism emerged as the mandated aesthetic style, emphasizing the glorification of the Soviet regime and the ordinary worker. Artists were expected to produce works that conveyed positivity, optimism, and faith in the socialist project. Deviation from this style could lead to severe consequences. 3. The Great Purge and Artistic Suppression. The 1930s were defined by the Great Purge, a period of intense political repression orchestrated by Joseph Stalin. This included a crackdown on artistic expression deemed counter-revolutionary or decadent. Many artists, writers, and filmmakers faced arrest, exile, or even execution. Some creative minds chose to conform and produce state-sanctioned works, compromising artistic merit for survival. 4. Artist propaganda, cinema's golden age. Despite the constraints imposed by censorship, Soviet filmmakers managed to produce remarkable works of cinema during the 1930s and 1940s. Directors like Eisenstein, Dziga Vertov, and Grigory Alexandrov used their talents to create powerful propaganda films that celebrated Soviet achievements while bolstering the regime's image. Films such as Battleship Potemkin and Man with a Movie Camera have since become iconic examples of early cinematic art. 5. Thaw and artistic experimentation. Following Stalin's death in 1953, a period of relative relaxation in censorship, known as the thaw, emerged. Artists and filmmakers gained a degree of creative freedom, allowing for experimentation and a more diverse range of artistic expressions. The literary movement of the time, known as the Khrushchev Thaw, witnessed the emergence of dissident voices like Boris Pasternak and Alexander Solzhenitsyn. 6. State control resurfaces, Brezhnev era and stagnation. The relative artistic freedom of the thaw did not last long. Under the leadership of Leonid Brezhnev, the Soviet Union entered a period of stagnation, marked by a resurgence of state control and censorship. Socialist realism was once again enforced, stifling alternative artistic voices and reinforcing the regime's preferred narrative. Artists who pushed against these constraints faced persecution and marginalization. 7. Underground art and dissent. While official channels were strictly controlled, a vibrant underground art scene emerged as an alternative space for creative expression. Dissident artists, such as the unofficial painters and poets of the 1960s and 1970s, found ways to smuggle their works to the West, where they gained attention and recognition. These artists risked their liberty to challenge the state's control over artistry. See expression. 8. Glasnost and the fall of the Soviet Union. With the ascent of Mikhail Gorbachev in the 1980s came a new era of political openness called glasnost, or transparency. This newfound freedom allowed artists and filmmakers to engage with controversial topics and explore previously banned themes. The collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991 brought an end to the era of state-controlled art, as censorship became a thing of the past. 9. Legacy and impact. The impact of art and cinema during the Soviet Union era cannot be overstated. Despite the censorship and control, many artists and filmmakers made significant contributions to the world of art and cinema. Their innovative techniques and unique perspectives continue to influence artists and filmmakers to this day. Soviet art, especially during the early years, had a profound impact on the global art scene. Artists like Malevich and Kandinsky, with their abstract compositions, influenced the development of abstract art worldwide. Their bold use of color and form challenged traditional notions of representation and paved the way for new artistic movements. In the realm of cinema, Soviet filmmakers left an indelible mark. Eisenstein's films, such as Battleship Potemkin, are considered masterpieces of montage and editing. His techniques have been studied and emulated by filmmakers around the world. Vertov's experimental documentary film, Man with a Movie Camera, remains an iconic work that pushed the boundaries of cinematic storytelling. The period of artistic experimentation during the thaw also had a lasting impact. It paved the way for future generations of artists and writers to explore new themes and express their dissent. The underground art scene provided a space for creative expression and dissent, sowing the seeds for a vibrant post-Soviet art scene. The fall of the Soviet Union and the end of censorship opened up new opportunities for artists and filmmakers. It allowed for a more diverse range of perspectives and narratives to emerge. Artists were no longer constrained by the demands of state-sanctioned art, and they were free to explore their creativity without fear of persecution. Today, the works of Soviet artists and filmmakers are celebrated and studied as important cultural artifacts. They serve as powerful reminders of the struggles and triumphs of creative expression under repressive regimes. These works continue to inspire and shape the world of art and cinema, reminding us of the importance of artistic freedom and the enduring power of human creativity. 10. Soviet Union's art and cinema, expression and censorship in a global context. The impact of the Soviet Union's art and cinema extends beyond its geographical boundaries. The artistic movements and groundbreaking films of the Soviet era influenced artists and filmmakers in other parts of the world. The avant-garde art movements of the early Soviet years, such as constructivism and suprematism, had a profound influence on modern art movements in Europe and the United States. Artists like Malevich and Kandinsky challenged traditional notions of representation and paved the way for abstract expressionism and other modern art movements. Their works continue to be displayed in galleries and museums worldwide, inspiring new generations of artists. Soviet cinema also left an indelible mark on international filmmaking. The innovative techniques of Soviet filmmakers, particularly in the realm of editing and montage, laid the foundation for the development of film as an artistic medium. Eisenstein's theories and films, in particular, had a significant impact on filmmakers like Alfred Hitchcock and Orson Welles, who incorporated his techniques into their own work. Furthermore, the themes explored in Soviet films, such as the struggle of the working class and the consequences of authoritarian rule, resonated with audiences globally. Films like Battleship Potemkin and Ivan's Childhood managed to transcend cultural and language barriers, gaining critical acclaim beyond the borders of the Soviet Union. The legacy of Soviet art and cinema continues to influence contemporary artists and filmmakers. The bold experimentation, Innovative techniques and social critiques found in Soviet works inspire art. Is to push the boundaries of their craft and challenge prevailing norms. Filmmakers around the world still study the techniques pioneered by Eisenstein and his contemporaries, incorporating them in